All right, so we got this right here. Let me move my camera real quick. So we have this right here. Have streamers ruin Destiny 2 15 minutes ago. I probably won't be posting this soon, but I want to react to it.
Bro, people complain about everything. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, man. This morning I got told on a video where we were essentially critiquing Bungie very hard on yesterday's video, and essentially my thoughts on Bungie going forward. And dude, you know, the amount of comments that range from it's content creators for hating on Bungie too much to you didn't hate enough. The back and forth on this, guys, I can't keep up with y'all. I can't keep up with y'all. Exactly how the developers feel. Are you saying that you feel like we go back and forth with the developers too much? Is that what you're saying right now? 100,000%. Okay, give me.
No. I'm gonna be honest. No, I don't think so. Perfect example was what he just showed. He had 2 comments on the video saying completely different things. You know, that's confusing for the developers themselves and even content creators. You know, we pay attention to what y'all say, what y'all like, because 2 reasons. This is for developers and content creators. 2 reasons, you know, because we want your attention and we want you to keep playing these games. Okay, you know, like if y'all telling us or the developers one thing, one side of the audience, then the other side is telling us too. It's confusing on everybody. How is one person gonna say this on his video, then another person is gonna say this? It's like, so which is it, you know? And it's just not like 2 people, it's hundreds of people, especially in his case. Like, with this video, he already has like 15,000 views. It's just the comments. What, 618 comments already? You see what I mean? Now let's say if this was divided, saying one thing and the other side was saying another thing. It's confusing. Like, what?
Something
You want?
specifically that you feel like we go back and forth to the developers too much on. Vault space? I've never gone back on vault. What are you talking about? I've always looked at anyone at Bungie and said, more vault space, please. That's a non-debate. Dude, come on. Give me something that actually means something. Hold on. I'm about to segue into this bitch. Do you think content creators have negatively impacted Destiny? Let me get a poll on this. No, just ass crawls. Yes. Have content creators heard Destiny 2? Oh, wow. I love this. Is so spicy, baby. 59% say yes. 41 to 42% say no. Everybody partake in this vote, please. Everyone, even other folks on the YouTube side, let your voice be heard. We want to hear it right now. Have content creators heard Destiny 2? I'm going to fan the flames just a little bit, but this was actually a comment right here that was left on our video that we did.
I think it's more than a black and white question. It's in the gray area. Like I said, yes, I think in ways content creators and streamers have not just ruined Destiny, but gaming in general. Like, I was kind of alluding to it earlier, but like how people experience things and figure stuff out. Well, a lot of times, especially these days with YouTube and the internet and stuff, you can just go watch a video and you don't have to figure out nothing at all. And I'm like 34, about to be 35. So I've played games where there was no YouTube or anything like that. That we had magazines and stuff and guidebooks. Didn't really use those at all, but if you didn't know something or couldn't figure something out yourself, well, either you're not getting past it, or you had a friend, older brother, or someone to help you right there and then. It was no looking something up and having all these people that already figured out, and you know, like, And we could talk about like how, like, if developers listen to these big streamers and YouTubers instead of like their player base, and these big content creators don't represent, the majority of people in these player base. I don't know.
I was simply just gauging like Destiny 2 players, how you feeling. But right here, the worst thing Bungie has ever done is talking to YouTubers like Astros, people who literally play this game for a living, for feedback, who do not represent the community. Now listen, even though I might be being a little extra right now, a little over the top, I do have to sit back and reflect. Do my own desires align with yours? I don't know. I think a good game is a good game, but it's a fair point. Hence why many of you just voted right now that content creators have in fact heard Destiny 2. The poll is closed. 53% say yes, content creators have heard Destiny. Now here's the thing, Gonzo, at some point, hopefully we can have him on and have this discussion. What was my reply on this? So right here, I said no shame directed at this guy. Actually, I would love to have him on for a discussion. This is a week ago. Things have, I don't know, Luke, I hope you got a hold of this guy and we can have a discussion. But I do want to take this moment because this is a common thing that you guys have brought up in here, that creators have heard Destiny. But again, I want to circle back to the question I just asked y'all. Do you think content creators are the only ones present at these summits / meetings? Can I get?
No, they're not. They get people off like X, Reddit. Basically, if you're talking about the game or emailing them, like they probably get back to you and have you flown out, and you have opportunity to come to the studio, play the game early or the DLC early, and talk about the game and give their feedback. It's just not content creators, regular people who are just on the internet, and we have to learn, like, all feedback, even yours, even mine, isn't always good. Yes, a lot of people are going to want a lot of different things for the games. Like for me, like in Destiny, I liked crafting. It helped with vault space. Was it healthy for the game long term? Maybe not. I think they could have kind of had like the loot drops and crafting kind of work together. Like, not every weapon in the season needs to be craftable. Not every gun or weapon needs to be, I'm having a brain fart right now. A drop. You know what I mean? I can see the systems working together. Like, hey, half the weapons you can craft, but the other half you have to go out and get drops of them. Maybe that's too much, but I can see, or maybe like this one or two weapons. Okay, 2 or 3 weapons that are craftable, but every single other weapon you have to farm. I don't know. Maybe somebody who actually thought about this a lot more could come up with something better, but I feel like crafting wasn't like a total like bad thing for the game, especially if they're not going to give us any more vault space. And people like to keep a lot of stuff. It's a looter shooter. People grind in this game and grind a lot of hours. Been there. I was there when, I grinded PvP to get Luna's Howl and Not Forgotten. Okay, I can grind. Rest of Destiny.
Get a poll on this. That's good, man. 69% are saying no. 31% say yes. Okay. So here's the thing. As someone who has been a part of many summits, meetings with Bungie, and by the way, this is not something that's just with Bungie. Other developers do this all the time. I'll give you an example. Arc Raiders did the exact same thing throughout their playtests and leading up to their most recent alpha. So it's not uncommon for developers to bring people in from their communities and have a discussion with them to collect feedback. Exoborn was another one that did it too. But anyways, over the years, This is just what developers do. They like to take people that have played their game for an extensive amount of time and then bring them in and have a discussion with them. Bungie is also a developer that does that exact same thing. Now, interestingly for Bungie is they'll bring people in that aren't just content creators, that aren't just streamers and YouTubers. They'll bring people in that are just gamers. Yeah, I have straight up seen people on Twitter or people on Reddit, like straight up just like a Redditor, someone who is very active on Destiny 2 Reddit or wherever, get brought in and given feedback. On top of that, you also have a number of journalist outlets from all across the board that also get brought in. Normally, journalists don't get brought in until the release of something that's coming up. Direct feedback is only pulled from folks that are actively playing their games. The journalist is more or less brought in, just essentially just show them what's coming, and that way there's coverage on that. So listen, when you have a bunch of people in a summit, there are different ideas. Dude, no one is really aligned on everything. For instance, years ago when sunsetting was brought up, let me just say there were some creators in there and some YouTubers and streamers that said that sounds fine. And it was really the people that were like, I guess folks that may have played more Diablo or something like that. You know what I mean? I wasn't used to seasonal resets, so it was new for me. I didn't like sunsetting, primarily because I didn't want to say goodbye to Not Forgotten and Luna's house. So I was extremely.
I'm with him on there. I'm with him on that one. Like, I mean, I played Diablo 3, but I wasn't really into like the seasonal. Like I played with my brother and stuff, but wasn't. I guess I didn't really understand like how the whole seasonal thing reset really worked and stuff. But when they talking about their sunsetting like half the game, I was like, what the fuck is this, man? The DLCs we bought, the gear we grinded, I was like, no. I was one of those people who was not going for this. Still don't like it, but I guess we got a lot of the weapons back now. They unsunsetted the weapons, but still not the content. Still can't play a lot of the campaigns and stuff. And it sucks ass.
Extremely biased on where I stood with sunsetting. It's the reason why my vault to this day is absolutely slammed. I like keeping my shit. It's a looter shooter. I want to keep my loot. And so I didn't really like sunsetting. Not even from the standpoint of just losing planets and losing content. I mean from the standpoint of just losing my favorite weapons. But there were also the technical limitations that Bungie disclosed that they were faced with. Anyways, there's reasons why there was sunsetting. And whether we all stood there and said, no, we don't want sunsetting, at the end of the day, Bungie was still going to sunset. I'll just say that I felt like there was someone at Bungie who was in leadership position who, at least in my eyes, felt like was leading the charge on sunsetting. Now, maybe he was just the face of it. Regardless, that's what happened there. Now let's fast forward to another topic that has taken place before, and that is the topic of crafting versus RNG drops. When you talk to just about anybody that has played Destiny, or especially like extensively played Destiny, I'm talking like hardcore people, PvE players especially, they think that crafting has ruined Destiny. It ruined what the magic of Destiny was. I think CB Gray is a fantastic Destiny player. In fact, that he has gone back and regrinded all of Destiny 1 exotics. Please check out that video. It was such a good video, and it also like recaptures what the magic was of getting drops inside of Destiny 1 versus getting drops inside of Destiny 2. I personally liked weapon crafting. I also feel like weapon crafting could have been expanded upon, almost taking a page out of Path of Exile's book and introducing things like corruption orbs, val orbs, and finding a way to make RNG a part of weapon crafting still. It's still deterministic, but there's a way to further personalize your own weapon. But again, that's not happening. As you've seen with tier 5 loot, Bungie is returning to form on how they want to roll out weapon drops inside of Destiny. Crafting is a chore. Some people, see, you understand, like some people look at that differently.
How?
Some people think crafting is great because no matter.
That comment doesn't make any sense. How is crafting a chore? You just grind your patterns, which are very usually easy to get, by the way. A lot of like, I don't know, you can probably get a whole raid set pretty easily, you know. So I don't understand that part of it, but I understand how it can diminish like the RNG drops in the game. I get that part, but saying like it's a chore doesn't make any sense. And one thing I will say, like, hey, we're at 6:07, but um right here, he got the Gallahorn to drop. I feel like in Destiny 2, the drops just don't have the same impact like Destiny 1 does. Like, who got Gallahorn, year 1 in Destiny 1? And I'm not talking about from Xur, because a lot of people didn't get that exotic from Xur, and we had to hopefully get to drop a Gallahorn randomly. A lot of people didn't get it, at all, until like, when did the Wrath of the Machine or whatever, or House of Wolves, is that what it's called? I can't remember. I'm brain farts right now. So we got the we could get the Gallahorn from that. Sorry, spider. We're good. But anyways, and when you got a weapon drop like that, oh my gosh, it was a whole different experience from like what it is in Destiny 2. Destiny 2, I know a lot of exotics are pretty easy to get, or at least to farm, especially like the raid exotics and stuff. I would say like the hardest, kind of think, well, some of them you can just go to the kiosk now, but like next mythic class, you still have to get that to drop in VOG. And I just got that gun like, I don't know, no, it was like a year or two years ago or something, and VOG's been out for a while. I have the short on my channel when I first got it to drop, finally, after all the times I played VOG. But you don't really have that kind of experience when weapons drop in Destiny 2, at least.
Back
But
and
Destiny
regrind it, captures what the part of. Some people think crafting is great because no matter what, they could get a couple, 1, 2, maybe 3 red borders, and they're in the process of achieving the craftable role. I like crafting simply because it allowed me to keep just about everything in the game. Weapon crafting said, hey, you don't have to keep 5, 6 rolls of a single weapon. And some of you that only play PvE, this may not be a problem for you, but for those of us that like to play both PvE and PvP, we like to keep multiple rolls. And even if you just play just one or the other, I still like to keep multiple rolls. And so, long story short, weapon crafting did solve a lot of the vault problems, but it definitely was not perfect when it first rolled out. But I also wish that it could have been expanded upon. Now, whether I wanted that or not, that's obviously not the path that Bungie is going with. And as you see with like tier 3, tier 4, and tier 5 loot, we are definitely going back to RNG drops. Bro does not need that many Ergo sums. Here's the thing, none of these are dupes.
And personally, I'm okay with it, because if you look at the new tier systems with weapons, if we can, I'm gonna do that. I don't know, but like the new tier systems and what they've been doing, like where you can get multiple perks on a weapon, like 4 to 6 perks on a weapon, I think that's going to help out with the vault space and everything, and not keeping multiple weapons. And it's going to increase the grind, because you're going to get perks for PvP. This is if you play PvP and PvE, but like PvP and PvE on the same gun, so you can just wish the perks, so I think that's going to help. And yeah, I think that's really going to help and everything
rolled out. But I also wish that it could have been expanded upon. Now, whether I wanted that or not, that's obviously not the path that Bungie is going with. And as you see with like tier 3, tier 4, and tier 5 loot, we are definitely going back to RNG drops. Bro does not need that many Ergo sums. Here's the thing, none of these are dupes. These are all different roles that I may lean into at some point down the road. And this is how I like to play the game. Everybody always comes in here, and it really irks me, man, because you come in here and you're like, you don't need 700 slots. F you. I've only seen you use 1 Ergo some mods ban less. Let's get the fuck out of my stream. I will have a mature dialogue with all of you until you start talking shit about my vault. Fuck you. I'm keeping everything. This is how I play the game. Fuck you, Les. I'll see you in Edge of Fate. Now back to the point I was saying.
I love it.
When you have multiple people across the community, and this involves streamers, YouTubers, journalists, random Redditors, people on Twitter, people on Bungie forums. I've seen people on Bungie forums literally get into summits for Bungie, which is completely fine. You've got many people from all over the community that come together, and there are differing opinions across the board. But then there's the one major opinion, and it's Bungie's opinion. At the end of the day, Bungie's gonna do what they want to do. There's always some slight wiggle room, but the way development cycles work is by the time I see it or anyone else in the community sees something, there's only so much Bungie could do from that point until release. There is always a little bit of wiggle room to change and tweak some stuff, but as far as what is there fundamentally, that's what's going. So if you don't like what you see fundamentally, too damn bad. That's it. That's what's going to be happening. And at the end of the day, Bungie, you know, I'm not saying that Bungie is unyielding, but for instance, how many of you are excited about Kepler and the new exploration side of things and the matter ball stuff? Let's just play a game here. Let's run a simulation. You go to Bungie or any developer, let's just say any developer, and they show you something, but they don't show you the whole thing. They just show you a piece of it because obviously they can't spoil everything. Everybody thinks that we play the entire expansion. No, we don't. It's always just a piece of a piece and some dabbling, and that's really about it. But say you've got someone there that is a developer and they are extremely passionate about a direction they want to take their game. You don't really know if it's going to do well or not. You hope it hits, but you don't know if it's going to hit. What do you do in those situations, guys? Let me ask you, what do you do in those situations? About the only thing you can do, especially given development timelines, is that you can give small little feedback, like small little pieces of feedback, like the matter ball should do more damage. You should have more jumps in the teleportation. There should be biome changes, things like that. But fundamentally, do you look at the developer?
Maybe like, I don't really like this. I don't like the feeling of this or something. I don't know. I wouldn't like, I don't know.
Say, I think your creative vision is ass, and I think this is absolutely shite, considering you haven't even seen all of it to begin with. Now you ask them why they think it's going to hit with their player base. Okay, so then you bring that up. Bungie, why do you think that this is going to hit with Destiny 2's player base? And they bring up the countless comments, whether it's been in their own streams or in other YouTube feeds or Twitter or wherever else.
It's always the same. It's always the same. So they're going to give us something. This is something different. I bet you. That's what he's going to say.
Breaking the mold. You see, you guys have been saying it for years, that the mold inside of Destiny has been the same thing. Most notably, this seasonal mold. Well, we can't deny the fact that this is different. Going into Kepler is going to be different, and it may be different in a very bad way, but it is different. Can't be mad at them for trying something new when they've been begging for new for 10 years. You want
damn that, yeah. Viewers, yeah.
But it is different.
Hold on.
Can't be mad at them for
right. Hold on, let me move my camera because this comment is right.
Trying something new when they've been begging for new for 10 years. You want different? Here it is, GG. And look, again, when you're only shown 10% of something, it's hard to say, you know what I mean? You can only express what your experience is with that 10%. But again, given development cycles, once it's locked in, it's locked in. The good thing is that Edge of Fate and Kepler is not a 1-year expansion. Right? I don't know if Renegades is going to be much, if it's going to be better. I also don't know if Kepler, look guys, we could get into Edge of Fate and what if, let's just play what if we get into Kepler and we're like, oh my God, this place is fucking awesome. These puzzles, they my jam, baby. This whole Metroidvania shit, I didn't even know I wanted it in my life, but it fucks. This Lodi guy, this guy fucks. I don't know. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I will say where we are hype-wise is much lower than where we were last year.
He's right. He's right about that.
All I can say is make comparisons between Into the Light Pantheon versus Rite of the Nine. Into the Light Pantheon way better. It ain't.
I haven't even played Rite of the Nine. I haven't done none of the dungeons or anything. I just don't want to. I can see you get some new exotics. You can get the Navigator and the other, like the bow exotic. See that, but I'm still like, I really don't want to play it because you're just playing old dungeons that I've already beaten. we all already beaten and played. Yes, they may have changed the mechanics a little bit, but it's still the same dungeons and the same weapons we're getting. I just don't feel like doing that again. But Into the Light and stuff with the horde mode and stuff, that was cool. Then we had like the like what was it called? He might mention it, but like the boss raid thing, that was pretty cool too.
Ain't even in the same realm. That was so high leading up into Final Shape. Right of the 9 has not captured that. Now, creatively, you know, these developers, they're in their position. That's what they do. This is what they do. They have
Pantheon.
a vision, and I'll just
Pantheon. I got it. Pantheon was good too.
have to see if they're actually right. I didn't play Metrovania games. I don't even know. I've watched some YouTube videos on them. I don't even know. But back to the point of this entire topic. Do YouTubers and streamers ruin Destiny? Well, let me just go ahead and just give you a little bit of feedback from me on this one. I have been to summits multiple times, and at some of those have been folks, let me just say, it was the first time at Bungie. You know what I mean? And it was the first time talking to Bungie. And let me just say this, chat. You bitches cave so fast. You know that? Instantly cave. The moment you fucking walk into Bungie and see John 117, fucking cave. You guys come in there, act like you're gonna give the best of fucking feedback. Get the fuck out of here. Every single time. Every single time. Yo, act hard. And then, when you're actually in that shit, you cave like bitches. Every fucking time. Look, let me just say this too. The problem is, amongst all the feedback that I'm trying to give, I gotta wait for you to get through your fucking glazing, okay? I'm trying to give proper feedback, and I just got fucking deep-throater over there. So I think it would be lovely if we could all be in these meetings and all give proper feedback. That would be fantastic. And I know of a solution that could fix all of these problems, Bungie, because to be quite honest with you, the summits and all that stuff, you know, it's nice to have hands-on time with Bungie. I believe the best way Bungie can really cut through the crowd and find answers immediately is by doing what RuneScape has done for years. In-game polls. Make it happen, Bungie. You get a poll in-game that says, hey, we've got an annual expansion coming up. What would you like? A subclass or supers added to existing subclass? Right then and there. Everyone.
Let's go back, cause
a subclass or supers.
Shit. Looking at this, I don't even know what I would want. Brand new darkness subclass, cause can we add one now, then add one later? Like, I know this is just like hypothetical, like, and stuff like that, but it's like, fuck. If they did this and we had those options, I'd probably sit here for like a good 10 minutes. I'll do it on live stream. So we're gonna sit here and debate on which one at least I'm voting for. Because I do want a third darkness subclass. I do. This because in my mind, it has to be even. I have to have even stuff. I'm crazy like that. But having like 3 light subclasses, then like 2 darkness, it's like, it bugs the shit out of me seeing like it's an uneven number. I mean, I want 3 and 3. Then later we can work on, you know, new super abilities and, you know, subclasses and all that stuff. Cool. But anyways,
add it to existing subclass. Right then and there, everyone can vote right there on the spot. You guys can click one or the other. I want a new subclass. No, I want old supers and more abilities added to stasis or strand. And the beautiful thing about this is now we can all make the fucked up decisions together. It won't just be whoever the hell happens to be in Bungie's ear. It's all of us together. RuneScape has done this for years, where they literally will ask people what they want for upcoming content drops. And it could be like a new skill, what the specific skill, what they would want. They would give them options of what the skill should be. I think it's fantastic. They get all the data right then and there, and it feels like the game is growing with you. And you are all making a conscious decision to grow the game. Would you care about in-game surveys? Like, we're doing a poll right now. 95% says yes. I think that's the best way to do it. You know, if you really want to cut past what we want, dude, just but here's the other side of things. What if we get some shitty stuff in the game? Well, all right. Just know that the majority voted for it. The majority should be happy. But Destiny does not have a mailing system. Well, we have the kiosk in the tower. We have the special kiosk in the tower. Look, all I'm saying, it should just pop up right here in the chat.
It wouldn't be too hard to put it in the game. I mean, I'm not a game developer, but I imagine like it's just surveys. So it is like it shouldn't be that hard to put it in the kiosks or put it in the new whatever thing they're making for the new DLC.
Guys, maybe even on the portal. Bungie's making the portal. On the portal, Bungie, please, for the love of God, take advantage of this. Have a little section there that's like upcoming content, and just make it simple and allow people to vote on one or the other, and not just outfits. Dude, please, for the love, like even the outfits, it's like we get an email. It needs to be something that's actually real, man. I think with
yeah, outfits, because we get to vote on like the seasonal outfits and stuff, like for Halloween and other stuff too. We can vote on the stuff, like they give us 3 options, like do you want this style or this style or this style? Vote for which one you want. Yeah, it needs to be more than outfits, okay? Because no, that's not gonna more than that.
Us as gamers want to be a part of the process here, moving the game the direction we wanted to go, and you know, getting the option to choose, even if it's stuff that's like a year or 2 out. That would resonate so well with everyone in this community. To me, this seems like something they could definitely do, guys. I dream of a day that I log into Destiny 2 and I get a little pop-up that says we're planning some features for the next annual expansion. Would you like clan-owned housing, or would you like, you know, something
PvP space battles? That would be dope, but clan housing would be also pretty dope. I don't know. I would like to see the space battles. You know, this is all hypothetical. None of this ain't gonna fucking happen. You go over it though.
equivalent to that, whatever that may be, and having the opportunity to choose one or the other. And to me, this is just like, this is so easy. It's so much easier than Bungie throwing darts at the dartboard trying to figure out what the Destiny 2 community wants. It's just so much easier than bringing folks like me or anyone else in to ask them what you guys want or what we want. Cut through the bullshit, Bungie. Cut through all of it and just put in-game polls in. And I promise you, this game will become so much better.
Slap that like button like your mama told you right.
Pretty good. That was Cross. I'm already subscribed to him. See right here, I'm already subscribed to him. Give the video a like, because I think that was a very reasonable take, and especially at the end, like, you know, instead of bringing like him or anybody else, like having those surveys in game would help out a lot. All right, I'm gonna share this video to YouTube and Twitch. So here you go. Want to watch it? Give him a like and stuff. But yeah, pretty good, reasonable take. All right.